Hello and welcome to a new edition of True Audiophiles. Do you need to be an audiophile to hear or appreciate the differences on audiophile or better sounding records? That's kind of the question that I'm posing here today. And my quick answer is no, but I'll explain why in a little bit better detail. I don't think that you need, in some cases, I don't think you need to have a spectacular ear or a spectacular system to be able to hear and or appreciate a better quality mastering slash cut slash press of a record. Not to say that there is a dramatic difference between the lesser quality mastering slash pressings, if you will, and the audiophile ones, because in some cases, in many cases, there aren't big differences. But I don't think you need a great system or a great ear to just kind of listen to them back to back and be able to pick out differences and maybe appreciate them better for what they are. I think a big part of being able to hear those differences, though, are your ability to actually listen and concentrate on the music, number one, and number two, having your system set up properly, because that, in my opinion, is key. It's not whether you have a $20,000 system or a $100,000 system. It's really about if that system is set up properly. And what I mean by that is, you're kind of sitting in the sweet spot, which is basically as far away from your speakers as your speakers are from each other. And, maybe having them not necessarily right up against the wall, and a lot of other little things that can make a difference. And if you want me to kind of go into those differences in more detail in a different episode, please let me know in the comments, and I can let you know and maybe talk about that a little bit more in depth. But, you could have $1,000 system or a $2,000 system, whatever, not a outrageously expensive system, and still, if it's set up well, it will give you what you need to be able to hear and appreciate the better sounding audio or audiophile releases. And what I would classify as an audiophile release, one would be the obvious ones that are made by audiophile reissue labels, like Analog Productions or Mobile Fidelity or Analog Spark or any of those others, or Blue Note's Tone Poet series. But maybe just original or early pressings of records or things on that nature. It's not necessarily the audiophile label reissues. It's more about just which record sounds the best and whether it's easy or can be appreciated by everybody. And I really think it can be if you care about it and if your system is set up properly and you take the time to listen. So this is it's kind of a short one today, but I would really like to hear your take on this. Do you feel that you need to be an audiophile to hear and appreciate the better sounding or audiophile releases? Now, I guess maybe that makes you an audiophile if you can appreciate that, but I don't think it does necessarily. I guess it's all depends on your definition of an audiophile. So I just don't think you need to be like a super tweaky or super anal person about your records and being able to do an A/B comparison to them. And if it's your system is set up right, you should be able to hear that. Obviously, once you get higher end, the more higher end you go, the more obvious those differences become, and maybe it's more your ability to appreciate it becomes more. But I don't think you need to spend a lot of money to do that. So I think just about anybody, as long as you're not listening to it through like Bluetooth speakers or cheap headphones or something like that, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able to hear and appreciate the differences between a bad pressing, mastering, and a good pressing or mastering of a record. So let me hear what you have to say. I would love to hear your comments. if you can leave them down below. If you liked what you saw here, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when my new videos come out, hit that alert bell. That's everything I got this week. Thank you very much. You have a great one.